First of all, before I begin this video, I would like to extend my deepest condolences to the families that have been affected in the shooting that took place in Orlando, Florida at the Pulse Club. There's no real explanation for that kind of violence. No words can really describe how horrible something like that can be, especially at a place that was made to be a gathering for people of the LGBTQ+ community who are there to express themselves and show their pride in who they are and their sexuality, to meet other people who are like them, and to just be a supportive group. There have been 50 confirmed deaths. Some of the victims have just been named. There's still many others who have yet to be identified. And there have been 53 who are injured. And they have to go on with their lives, reliving that trauma that they were there. It's such a violent occurrence, and that's horrible enough. So my heart goes out to the victims and their families. May you find some sort of peace in all of this, and know that you do not stand alone in this time of tragedy. That there are people all over the world who see you and hear you, and that we stand with you. Okay, now that that's been properly addressed, let's go on with the video. Hey, what's up you guys? It's Baby Cakes. I know it's been a while, but with everything that's going on, I really felt compelled to make a video to just kind of say my piece in all of this, because I do not know any of the victims or their families on a personal level. However, I do feel this tragedy deep within my heart and my soul, and I honestly could not stand to just sit idly by and not say anything about it, because this is huge. This is the biggest mass shooting to happen in the United States since 9/11. I couldn't be quiet about it, especially given the circumstances. This happened at a LGBTQ+ nightclub, a place that's supposed to be a safe environment for this community, and for it to be violated in such a manner is just beyond wrong. And it does make me feel a little bit better to know that the community has come together in this time of grief, and we are showing our support, and we're not staying silent and not accepting this violence for what it is, because it is ultimately a hate crime. Yes, I know the guy who committed the crime was connected to ISIS, and that's a totally different story. ISIS is bad, terrorism is bad, we all know that. But we still can't hide behind that and just say, oh, it was just a terrorist attack, it was just ISIS being ISIS. No, it was a hate crime too. It was even said by his father that he had just a distaste towards homosexuals, because apparently he saw two men kissing in Miami and it just grinded his gears mighty fierce. We can't just say that it was just ISIS and that was it. It wasn't targeted, it wasn't premeditated or anything like that. This guy went in to a gay nightclub with the intent of killing people who were not straight, who were somewhere on the spectrum that he just couldn't get behind. It was a hate crime, plain and simple. And we need to recognize that instead of just, sweeping it under the Islamophobic rug. Which brings me to another point. Donald Trump. Oh man, you just don't know when to shut up, do you? He made a tweet not long after the attack was made public that basically was just a ha 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 ha, I told you I was right, to America, saying that, hey, if you guys had just listened to me and we just banned Muslims from entering the United States, these people wouldn't have been killed. You're really gonna go there, Donald? Really? There are people who are dead and injured who were part of the LGBTQ+ community, and all you can really think about is how this is gonna make you look right? No, it makes you look like a colossal orange dick. There is a time and a place to make things political, not 5 minutes after the attack. And then to make matters even worse, his supporter and all-around just stupid person Stacey Dash tried to smack this in Obama's face by pointing out that the attacker was a Democrat and may or may not have actually voted for the president, which, does that really have anything to do with what happened with this tragedy, with so many people dying? Does him being a Democrat does that prove anything, really? But you know what? I'm gonna let Black Twitter handle Stacey Dash, because we've already ripped into her plenty of times. Black people on Twitter, I'm gonna let y'all handle this one. I'm gonna let y'all handle Stacey like we did last time with Black History Month in February. I'm gonna let y'all handle that. What makes Obama a good president isn't how he changes tragedies in order to, you know, prove his point politically. He acknowledged that the people who were killed were innocent, that they were just there to show pride for their sexuality and to gather there in a supportive forum and have fun. And what happened was senseless, unnecessary, and could have been totally avoided if there had been proper gun control. Because the fact that this guy was of the Islamic faith has nothing to do with what he did. It was the fact that this guy had already been investigated by the FBI twice, and still had the proper access to purchase firearms that were enough to take out a club full of people. That is where the problem was. It has nothing to do with the fact that his family immigrated from wherever and came here. No. That's not the problem here, honey. The problem was he had a gun. He shouldn't have had a gun because he's been investigated. He has a history of violence. He had access to a weapon. A violent, dangerous weapon that in no circumstances should have been in his hands. That is what caused the shooting. A man who had no business with a gun walks into a place and opens fire. That is what killed people, not the fact that he supported ISIS or the fact that he practices the Muslim faith or anything along those lines. He was a homophobe with a gun, plain and simple. And to those who actually applaud the killer for what he did, not all of the victims were LGBTQ+. Some of them were actually straight. And they were good people who had a heart and supported civil rights for everyone who was not the same as them. It didn't matter their race, it didn't matter their gender, it didn't matter their sexual orientation. They were good people. So you think about that the next time you want to make a Twitter post about how you applaud the killer and how you hope he goes to heaven for what he did. Think long and hard about that. It's crazy. But I really needed to say something about it. As far as videos go for the channel, I'll try to get back on it. I've taken a hiatus because of personal reasons, but I do intend to start doing this again. I just really hated that my comeback had to be because of a tragedy and because of some of the stupid things that people are saying. I really want to start making lighter material for the channel because 2016 has just not been going well. Honestly think we should just start over or just move on to 2017. This year has just been poop. So here's hoping that, I don't know, there's some light at the end of this tunnel. So we could really use some. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it won't have to be so serious. Please leave a like, not for me, but to show that you agree with what I say and to show that we stand together, united in this tragedy. Subscribe to the channel for any videos that I post in the future. And God be with you all. Remember to spread your wings and make a rainbow. We pray for Orlando. We pray for Florida. Love is love, and love will always win.